Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. So for this week's reading, I am using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethony. All right. So my intention with this reading, as usual, is just to get some fresh ideas, some new perspectives about the week ahead, and just to get kind of a sneak peek at the kinds of themes and energies coming up for us this week. All right, so if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and feel free to leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Let me know your own take on these cards in the comment section. Okay, so let's begin. Card number 1, Two of Pentacles. So this is the card for the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday-ish. Two of Pentacles. And Two of Pentacles is all about multitasking and juggling multiple things, kind of keeping everything up in the air, keeping all the balls in the air, and being able to do it without breaking a sweat. If you look at this woman, she looks pretty calm. She looks pretty pleased with herself. And so Two of Pentacles is telling me that the beginning of the week, you may at first feel a little bit overwhelmed when you think about the week ahead and all the things you need to do and all the responsibilities and tasks that you have planned. But the Two of Pentacles is saying, if you are able to get in the flow, then it's going to feel so much easier. Like, look at the guy behind her, this guy, the windsurfer. He's all about kind of getting into the flow. When you are like surfing or windsurfing, you catch that breeze, you get on that wave, and it's all about kind of like riding that wave. And okay, think about surfing, because I feel like I've never gone windsurfing, but with surfing, if you catch the right wave, you can coast for quite a while, kind of effortlessly. But when you're not catching a wave, like, the rest of surfing is a lot of hard work, I imagine. I've never surfed before, but that's what I imagine. Same with kind of windsurfing. And when you're in the flow of life, that's like catching a wave, where it's like everything feels fun and easy for a time, and it feels like everything is happening at the right time. Everything's kind of falling into place. You have enough energy to do everything. Everything is just kind of, everything is like flowing well. So Two of Pentacles is saying, what helps you get into the flow? Like, for me, sometimes having a good morning routine helps me get into the flow, or at least it makes it more likely that I'm going to get into kind of a state of flow in my day at some point. For you, it might be something else. There might be certain habits or affirmations that you can use that help you get into that state of flow. Even just visualizing the day ahead. Like, if you have a big day and you're like, oh God, I don't know how I'm going to get through today. Visualizing the day ahead and imagining doing it all with ease. Like, just imagine being in that flow state and everything's going well. Everything's falling into place. The timing works. Everything's just unfolding in the right way. And really visualize that and anchor in that feeling. That can be one way to help you get into that flow state. Okay, let's have a look at middle of the week. Three of Wands. So we've got Three of Wands for like Wednesday, Thursday-ish, kind of midweek. And the woman on this card, she's looking at a map. She's kind of trying to find her way. And so what I get here is that midweek, you may feel a little, not necessarily lost, but you may need to like check in with your plans. Like, I like to make plans at the start of my week. I like to kind of map everything out. And then usually midweek, I've kind of gotten off track, or I'm like a little lost, and I have to kind of go back, like, okay, what's my intention here this week? What's my schedule? And kind of like recalibrate. That's kind of what I'm getting with Three of Wands. So midweek is a nice time to kind of check in, recalibrate, look at your schedule, kind of get a sense for where you're at and where you're headed. The other thing with the Three of Wands can represent like manifestation and maybe having put energy and time into something, and now you're starting to finally get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You get to enjoy the results. Now, the woman on this card, she's a backpacker. She's traveling. I bet she's been planning that trip for months, though, and saving up and planning, what she's going to do. And now she's getting to enjoy it. So midweek, you may start to notice that some of your manifestations are starting to bear fruit, or some of your plans are starting to finally happen and unfold. But I feel like there's this theme of navigation with the Three of Wands and figuring out kind of, okay, where am I at? Where am I going? And kind of getting your bearings straight. Queen of Swords for the end of the week. Now, Queen of Swords looks so different from the other two cards. This card is so dark. It's like so gloomy and shadowy. It has a very different vibe. So Queen of Swords for the end of the week, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I feel like the message here is to kind of align with your inner Queen of Swords towards the end of the week. So the Queen of Swords is very practical. She's kind of intellectual. Like she looks at a situation and she just really sees the facts. She's a little unemotional, and she's a little bit, I think she's kind of prone to being a little bit melancholy because she does tend to get stuck in her head. And when you're stuck in your head and you think a lot, it can be a little bit of a downer. And so that's kind of the warning, I think, of the Queen of Swords, as try not to get too caught up in your own thoughts or take your own thoughts too seriously this weekend, or it could lead to feeling kind of gloomy like the Queen of Swords. But the great thing about the Queen of Swords is that she has this sword, and she uses that sword to kind of cut through confusion, cut through, I call it like red tape, just like all the kind of BS of day-to-day life, and cut through all those distractions so that she can really kind of get to the heart of the matter. She has this unique ability to walk through the shadows and emerge back into the light. And as I look at her, I'm thinking of like there's a lot of shadows around here. I'm thinking of shadow work. Queen of Swords is good at doing shadow work because she has this almost like detached sensibility to her that really serves her well in a lot of cases. And so the message I'm getting, I'm kind of going off script a little bit with this card. The message I'm getting with the Queen of Swords is that paying attention to your shadow side, doing a little bit of shadow work this weekend might be in order. This might be helpful to you. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Queen of Swords. Okay, let's look at all of the cards together. I do feel like there's this big shift with beginning of the week, middle of the week, and then darkness on the weekend. So again, I feel like you may notice like a tendency to really get caught up in your own thoughts and in your own head on the weekend. You might find yourself feeling a little bit gloomy, a little bit moody. And again, I think, maybe exploring shadow work might be helpful, or simply getting out of your head and into your body, or getting out of your head and into your heart might be helpful for you to kind of shift some of that energy. But the other thing I get with the Queen of Swords is she can see in the darkness. She doesn't actually look miserable. She has kind of a smirk, and she's like, her eyes are clear and shining, and she can see in the dark. And so I think the message on the weekend is there may be forces that make you feel a little confused and scrambled, but you'll be able to see your way through it. You'll be able to kind of cut through that distraction and the darkness and find your way, no problem. Okay. Again, I'm going to look at these cards together and see if anything else jumps out. Now, there's hearts on all the cards in this deck. So if you're thinking, why hasn't she talked about the hearts? Because we've got a heart here, a heart here, a heart here, and a heart here. But the hearts are in pretty much every card in this deck. So yeah. But it's interesting to note the placement of the hearts. So the heart on the windsurfers thing, the heart on her belt, to me that is very like second chakra, kind of creativity, sexuality. She's got the heart in her back pocket, and she's got the heart on her head. So that's that's interesting to me. Yeah, it's like she's spending a lot of time thinking about issues of the heart, matters of the heart. I invite you to look here with me and see if there's anything that you're noticing, anything that stands out to you. So just to kind of recap, I feel like beginning of the week, really important to really get into your flow, get into a state of flow here, get into the flow of life. Don't try to go against the current at the beginning of the week. This is only going to be frustrating for you. So you always have the opportunity to like, are you going to swim upstream or downstream? And going with the current, going with the flow may be really helpful for you at the beginning of the week. So don't make things harder than they need to be for yourself. And then with Three of Wands, this is about kind of navigating, sort of finding your way, checking in, making sure you know where you're going this week. And Queen of Swords, there may be some shadows that you need to look at. You may find yourself kind of getting stuck in your head on the weekend. But the Queen of Swords, she's also a very like level-headed, kind of organized character. And you may feel drawn to focus on getting organized and getting your ducks in a row this weekend. And that may also dissipate any feelings of gloominess that you might be experiencing. Okay, so that has been your weekly tarot card reading. So my name's Kate. I'm also known as the Daily Tarot Girl, and I have a website with lots of tarot learning resources for you to check out. I've got how-to videos, tarot spreads, different blog posts, all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you check it out. I'll put the link to my website below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.